For steel bikes that weigh well under 20 pounds or 9 kilograms that you can customize to be your dream bike right out of the box, consider checking out Wabi Cycles linked at the top of the description.
Let's go. So a lot of you have been asking me about what it's like to ride in Taipei, so today I'm just going to go out and ride and talk about what it's like to ride here in Taipei, Taiwan. First thing is the weather. It is rainy all year round. It is hot right now. The weather says it's about 33 degrees with 70% humidity, making it feel more like 42. If I'm not mistaken, that's about 107 degrees Fahrenheit. It is toasty here, especially during the summer months. Taipei has two seasons, hot and wet, and hotter and wetter. Right now, we're moving into the hotter and wetter season. But if you can ignore the weather, you can pretty much ride here all year round and ride pretty happily. It does make riding a fixed gear pretty nice since they're very low maintenance and perfectly suited for riding in the rain. Really easy to maintain, and you can always have a smooth riding fixed gear. It's not necessarily the case with other bikes. But let me tell you, the heat here, it may not look very hot right now, but it is real steamy. Real steamy right now, and it looks like it could rain at any moment. Taipei is a very rainy place. I would say about 1/3 of the days are rainy days, and maybe about 50% of the days here, I might be exaggerating a bit, but it feels like 50% of the days here have some sort of rain. So pretty much my fenders and my saddle cover live on my bike. And the weather can change at any moment here. 15 minutes ago it was sunny, now it looks like the rain's about to come down. By the way, if you guys want to see more of this type of video, let me know in the comments below. All right, and cycling is very important to Taiwan, as you probably know. Most of our bikes and bike components are manufactured on this island. And because of that, there's lots of excellent cycling infrastructure. Pretty much everybody rides bikes here. Whether you're a child, a grandma trying to buy some green onions at the market, a roadie, fixed gear, mountain biker uncle, everybody rides bikes here. And oftentimes, they'll ride regardless of the weather. Because of that, there's lots of excellent cycling infrastructure, like this river trail right here. Taipei is surrounded on 3 sides by a river, and all along those 3 sides are these river bike trails. Pretty sweet. It's actually quite nice what they've been able to do with these river bike trails. Because I've heard on bike trails in the US, and a lot of times they're pretty dead. What I mean by that is there's not much to do. But here, all along the river trails, there's parks, there's even bike shops. Some people have stands and sell food. There's lots of things to do here. It's a place that you actually want to be, not a place that you just want to pass through. But I need to go shopping for socks, and I don't think that they sell socks here, so let's take this exit. One reason so many people can comfortably ride a bike here is because even if there isn't infrastructure like there is now, people know how to drive around cyclists here. It's amazing. Partially because there's so many scooters. It's very impractical to own a car here. Space, cost of getting a car to an island. So most people ride scooters. And because of that, the drivers and the scooters, they know how to ride around cyclists, making it, although it looks very hectic, making it pretty safe to ride a bike. People are courteous for the most part. People give you space when they pass. People give you the right of way. And it's a bike island here. It's really awesome. It's been the place with the most, I guess you could say, bike efficacy that I've ever been to. By the way, there will be points where I'll be quiet, so just keep that in mind, because trying to ride my bike safely, sometimes I like to go a little bit faster than conversational. As you can see, the roads here are very well maintained. Not a whole lot of potholes, not a whole lot of cracks. The surface is pretty pleasant to ride on, even if you're just riding on something like 23Cs. It's not as smooth as something like, say, Singapore, but it is excellent. And I've gotten a grand total of 0 flats all of my time riding in Taiwan. See, like that guy yielded to me. He didn't have to, but he did. He slowed down a good chunk to let me pass, but I let him go. People give you the right of way here. Oh, a Hummer. It's a 2004 again. It is a hot one. Summer is nigh. This guy's a government worker. He's riding a bike. Or she. Excuse me. Making a left turn here is a bit different, I'd say, because to make a left turn on a two-wheeled vehicle, a bicycle or a scooter, you don't just go into a left turn lane. Instead, you make a right into this scooter box right here and wait for the straight green light instead of making a protected or an unprotected left turn. Let me check my route. Along with the scooters, another thing about the traffic that makes Taiwan quite nice to ride in is the density. Taiwan's very dense, and I will admit that unless you're pretty experienced riding in traffic, it seems really crazy, it seems really hectic. But because people are so courteous, it's really easy to just flow through traffic here. And people don't mind if you're splitting lanes because the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of scooters on the road with you are also splitting lanes. I am just hitting every red today. Keep this video moving. Another excellent thing that this density spawns is lots of places to ride to within a short proximity. It's actually kind of a double-edged sword because Taiwan is so convenient, you almost don't need to ride anywhere, which makes riding every day feel more of like a thing you have to plan and schedule rather than just something that I do naturally, just going from point A to point B. But because Taiwan is so dense, there's lots of things to do no matter what area, at least of Taipei, that you are. I mean, if you look, for instance, I left my apartment, went to the river trail, and now I'm in a nice part of town with lots of shops, restaurants, and commercial offices, all in a matter of about, 10 to 15 minutes? And it makes the city feel very lively as opposed to a city in the US where things are more compartmentalized. This block or this series of acres is zoned for residential areas. And then another series of acres 5 miles away is zoned for commercial areas with these big, sprawling parking lots. Kind of makes it feel like you have to drive a car to get anywhere, and there's not a whole lot to see in between in the US. But here there's something to do, somewhere to eat, something to see, just about around every corner, making it a lot of fun to ride in, making it feel really dynamic, just so dense. And there's lots of people everywhere. People going places. It's just an energetic place to be. Somewhere that you want to be, in the city, in the streets. It's a lot of fun to just ride a bike in and cover a lot of ground. See what the city has to offer. I must say, not this guy specifically, but in general, although drivers are pretty good here, drivers of luxury cars can be pretty not good, let's say. It's kind of a comfort knowing that no matter where you are in the world, BMW drivers are usually the worst drivers. If I offended any BMW drivers out there, good. I'm joking. Gotta get from point A to point B. That's just the car you happen to have. It's fine. Just be a better driver is all I'm saying. It is deceptively hot today. Oh, feels like 107, sounds about right to me. That's what I'm talking about, density. Just flow on through. By the way, I can look at my phone and see where I'm going because lights have timers here. I can tell when to put my phone away at 10 seconds. And I need directions because I planned out a whole roundabout route so I have enough time to talk about what it's like to ride in Taiwan while I'm shopping for socks. That's what I'm talking about, luxury car drivers. Just, at least he signaled. Excuse me. I'm cutting. Chose the hardest time to ride, oh. This is what I'm talking about with the double-edged sword of Taipei's density. I accidentally just made it to my location way too fast, and there's some more points about riding in Taiwan that I want to talk about. So if you're interested in that, feel free to click the card above. Otherwise, let me know. If you want to see more ride commentary videos just like this one, or more stream of consciousness even, where I'm just riding and talking about what I see. Otherwise, Fixie famous shout out to Ryan Witt, Stand Strong 108. Who else? Eric Cavallo. And one more I'm forgetting, for helping me make these fixed gear videos possible through the support on Patreon. And with that, I'm going to Uniqlo. I gotta buy some socks.